Hello and welcome as the Intercontinental Group of Awesome and I-95 Games presents East Texas University. East Texas University is a Savage Worlds setting with a plot point campaign, both of which I'm using to inspire this game. However, I am not using Savage Worlds, which is a perfectly fine and suitable system. I am running it with Monster of the Week. Written by Michael Sands, and distributed by Evil Hat. It's one of the few indie small press games that you can almost always find at your local game store, which is pretty awesome. Thank you, Evil Hat, for getting things into distribution. Let's see. We've been running for 14 sessions. This is the 14th. Quite a bit has happened. A large number of advances have been taken by this group. So they started off as relatively mundane characters, and now they have just one who's mundane, and the rest are pretty powerful. And in the last session, there was a pretty big doorway to a reveal. Well, a reveal of some information, as they found a sanctuary that had been discovered by, or was used by a group that called themselves the Protectors. And this was back in the 50s. And the sanctuary is located on the second story of what is now a used bookstore. It's located in downtown Pine Box, Texas. And after investigating, they found a secret room, which was the actual sanctuary, had a large number of, unfortunately, mostly rotten or befouled or I don't know, no longer as useful herbs and the like for rituals, a small book for possible ritual research, and a huge map of Pine Box, Texas and the surrounding area with those, this is definitely a mystery, push pins with lots of strings. Now, you know that the people who did it weren't crazy because there weren't a bunch of pictures with questions and notes. It was just strings, different colored strings. And one thing that you noticed from that picture is that there was an area just to the east, if I remember correctly. As I try to think of that picture, I may actually go look at the picture because I have it and show it to people. Aha, I have it. I will share the picture right now just so we are all on the same page, as it were. So what we have there is, oh, this fine lady Eleanor, don't worry, she's no problem anymore. But we have here the Golan County Airport and Lake Gray Mist and Pine Box is here, and the Big Thicket National Forest is located here, and that's where all of the strings were off in the Big Thicket National Forest. So now you have the cool picture. So you guys found out that information. You dispatched Eleanor. Turned out that she was trapped by a pentagram. Suspicion, although nothing was official, suspicion was that the Protectors were doing something, that they had summoned her and trapped her. Not sure what they were doing with her specifically. Didn't really feel like having a conversation with her to find out, because demon, probably a dirty, dirty liar. After you did away with her, which took a very complicated 7-person ritual, or 5-person ritual, sorry. So a complicated 5-person ritual, each of the star points on the pentagram. And she was gone, forever gone. And you guys, of course, and by you guys, it was Earl, Tekla, and Ollie, and you needed 2 more. So obviously you called upon your 2 other members of your team. Oh, wait, they were busy. So you called on some other characters and involved them. One of them being, I just mostly want to highlight this because she thinks she's in the game, is the former Psychic Hour hostess, Hannah McCoy, who has now actually performed Real Magic Dudes. It's bitchin'. And yes, it's super on her Tumblr. And also Margaret Winters, who is the White Witch of the library. No, not Margaret. There's a head chick of no. Did I misremember?
Wasn't it Desdemona?
It was Des! Holy crap! I am so sorry. Thank you for that. Yes, it was Des because we had that awesome connection moment between Tekla and Des. They have this like the coolest, almost frenemy thing going on. It's pretty dope. They really reached out. Thank you so much. You're right. Margaret did not participate in the ritual. She's not nearly as mad as other people might be for being ignored, but she's cool with it, guys. That's what happened in the last session. So you have this map. You have this sanctuary, as it were, although it's on the second story of the bookstore, and you had to cause a bit of a mess to get into it. You aren't filmed because, thank goodness, H.P. Lovecraft hand puppet. You did break some locks and stuff. So there was a bit of a trouble getting back to the Protector's Sanctuary. Something we'll have to figure out. So that's all the events that happened in last session. So Jan and Jules weren't able to join us, and we kind of hand-waved that Derek was off, possibly with Tip, we're not entirely sure, and that Jessica had some very difficult finals to study for, which, of course, is the one last little bit that we were talking about in pregame, is that Tekla had a conversation with a professor about missing a test. And he mentioned, oh, there's a note in your file. You don't really need to take this test. She insisted on taking the test, so he handed her a copy of the test, which was the key, which she then handed back and asked for a blank one. So there's something nefarious going on there. He did mention that President Nelson had put a note in your file, so there's that. So we've thrown out a bunch of names. Let's remind ourselves we get the group back together again. It's been a few weeks since we've been able to play as a full group. Very excited to have everybody back together again. We will start with Alex. We'll start with Alex because Paul doesn't need to go first this time.
Yeah. Ollie the Wronged. I'm slightly less intense. I've kind of slightly mellowed since some dramatic, not exactly banishing or exercising the ghost of my boyfriend, but yeah.
Reconciliation?
Yeah. And yeah, I'm now, but I do want to get revenge and kill the faculty.
Well, I mean, you're the wronged, and they've wronged you, because guess what? You're not getting straight A's.
They haven't put a note in my, or they have, just like, you know, keep it, you know, average / below average, so
he won't believe if he gets all A's. Just give him C's, don't fail him. So let's jump over to Jules. Please tell us about your character, Jules.
Hi, I am playing Jessica Nakamoto. She is the expert. She studies anthropology. She's been studying that quite heavily for the last session. She has been enjoying a mix of university regular stuff like hanging out in frat parties and being on the swim team, and also enjoying becoming a paranormal investigator and doing rituals. And she is dating a girl.
No, there have not been any calls for rituals recently, unfortunately for you.
Apparently.
And you were not on the group text.
Apparently. Which hurts.
Cool. Let's jump over to Jan. Jan, remind us who you're playing.
Hello. I am playing Derek Jones. Derek, I'm the mundane playbook, though it's been a while since Derek has been really mundane. He used to hate all this paranormal stuff, and he wasn't really he didn't believe in much of it until, you know, he showed up. But then he got also bitten by a vampire, and then he started getting some weird powers from that, and then he started dating a werewolf girl. So, you know, the mundane.
The mundane, aka maelstrom of all the weird stuff. So he doesn't have to go last. I will now ask for Paul to tell us about his character.
There we go. Unmuted. I'm playing Earl. He's a snoop. And at this point is the only one left who actually is mundane, I think. Although that's not his playbook. So Earl has a YouTube channel and does stuff with the media production here at school. He's very interested and pretty knowledgeable about the weird stuff, but doesn't have any personal affinity for doing it. And he totally would have called Jessica if she hadn't been so clear that she was not to be disturbed. Boundaries respected by Earl. I just want to say that. Earl respected boundaries.
Nice. I mean, I remember, like, during that conversation, she was like, it's not like there's a note in my file. I have to study for this. Wait, no. That didn't actually take place. No one knows about Tekla being able to cheat or whatever and not need to worry about any of her grades because the note in her file. Just Tekla knows.
Tekla told Derek.
Oh, and just Tekla and Derek know. Did Derek tell anybody?
Well, Tip knows, I think.
So let's learn about Tekla. Jen, tell us about Tekla.
All right. I am playing Tekla, the spooky. She is a total Yankee here in Texas, here as the sole lady in the math department, who apparently has a bright future, or maybe not. Tekla has a variety of psychic abilities owing to having a fifth dimensional worm living in her brain case. And I'm sure that makes her feel good all the time.
Does she have like splitting headaches from time to time?
Yes.
She might, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
cravings for dirt. Ever that ever happened? I'm just
no, but actually a pretty standout sweet tooth.
Fifth dimensional dirt.
Like put sugar on what I just said and Tekla would eat it.
Well, we have some start of session moves that we should cycle through. Let's start off with our expert. See how much hold you can start off with here, huh? Preparedness. Yeah, no, that's not the beginning of the session. There's another one. Woman with a plan. It's been enough, so let's get rid of your hold and have you roll for it all again.
Yes.
And make you use it.
So sharp.
I'm just going to warn you guys, Roll for Your Party was not was a harsh mistress this morning in our Changeling game. You roll a lot of fails. Just remember, you get XP.
I have a 10, so that's 2 hold. Woo.
Jeez. Just mark out the hold 2 and put back hold 2.
Yes, exactly. Somebody else spent it.
Before we get to Tekla, does anyone else have any start of session moves? No. Okay. So we now have premonitions.
Yep.
What you got?
An inability to remember how to add numbers. 10.
Cheese and crackers. Okay. The 10 plus, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. You take +1 forward to prevent it coming true and mark experience if you stop it. Let's see. When would this occur? I want it to be, I know. It's Friday night, and there's a party at the Row House, the Row Fraternity. Jessica, you're totally invited. And Bethany wants to go because it's kind of a mixer type deal. It's less of a frat house thing. It's more of like an open fraternity, sorority, non-fraternity, sorority, athletes kind of thing, mixer going on. Mm-hmm. And so you two, she asked you if you wanted to go, and you are looking at yourself in the mirror in the communal bathroom for your floor. And as you do, you hear the showers going, sink is going. You're gelling up your hair. I love it.
Yep.
Very dope. is also time consuming. And there's a moment where you like squirt a little bit more into your hand, trying to, it's like, is that a dime or is that a nickel size? I'm not sure. And then as you work it into your hair, the sides of the mirror all take on this sooty blackness. And for a moment, you're drawn through the mirror. You no longer see yourself. You see a boy, a fellow college student. You know his name is Kyle. Kyle Lawless. You don't feel like you've met him before. He's wearing a checkered shirt. He has brownish skin, handsome, and he's lying on the ground. He's lying on an ash-covered ground, like the type of, after a heavy forest fire, right, and the ash still falls down, and everything is covered in soot. And as you are looking at him, there are a pair of hands. The nails are broken. The hands are the color of soot, and those hands are choking him. And you see those moments as this creature, this demonic thing, twists his neck and drains out of him all of his essence.
Harsh.
And then the door opens and Bethany sticks her head in. Hey, Tech.
Beth, what's up?
You weren't in your room. I just came to check. Do you need a minute?
Yeah, just a minute.
Are you okay? I'll give you a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, we cut away. So, Jessica, you've been invited to the Rogue Mixer. Are you going?
How much time has passed since last session?
Great question. I think that just a few days. Like, you guys did this early in the week, and we'll say that this is the Friday of you're heading into finals for the semester, and in a few weeks it will be summertime.
Oh yeah, then I'm definitely going. I've been studying hard.
Yes, this is the kind of the last hurrah before Dead Week. Dead Week's where everybody's supposed to study, but this is the Bacchanalian last hurrah. It's like Mardi Gras, right? Right before Fat Tuesday, the last little bit there before Lent happens and all the sadness of giving up things that you like. Cool. So, did you extend an invite to the rest of the group? Perhaps not Earl, or okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So, Ollie, this is the Roe fraternity have made overtures to the Gay Lesbian Alliance to make sure that people are well represented across the campus. They want to make sure this is a very inclusive event. And Toby wants to go, but he wants to go as a couple. How are you handling that?
Oh.
Or a date, like a date. He just wants to go with you. He wants to be with you.
Yeah, I think Ollie has kind of got a handle of the, he can remember a mead and still move on, and it no longer feels like cheating.
Cool.
So he isn't conflicted on that. So.
Nice. How do you dress up for this thing? And if so, how does Ollie see dressing up?
There are no stains on his clothes.
Nice. Because those stains would probably be rust-colored or red, and that's good not to have.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
row fraternity's walking distance away. Toby said he plans on drinking, so he's going to walk. So he'll come by your dorm, and he knocks on the door, and we'll say that right across the hall, the door is open, and there we see Earl, and we also see Derek. Derek, I don't know, I think you found out about the party, but Tip hasn't mentioned anything about it. Maybe she doesn't run in those circles?
All right.
Is that her pack? I'm trying to think of more wolf jokes. That was the only one I had. You're going to throw her a bone?
Yeah, I'll definitely. Wait, was she there?
There what? What do you mean? No, she's not in scene. I'm just mostly like leading up. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting ready to go to the row party.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going? Have you told?
Then I'll totally just throw her a text message on whatever media and go like, hey, do you want to come to the row party?
Cool. Tip is like, yep, I'm in. You want to ride on my bike? I can ride drunk real well.
How about we ride on my bike?
There's like, she texts back like a frowny face, and then okay. Bike. I imagine Tip like you're on your bike. She's like standing on the spokes of the back wheel. Is that the plan?
She can sit on the back. It's fine. It's not.
She's a little too big to do the handlebars thing. So yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. And Earl, Jessica has mentioned the row party to you. Do you have any mixed feelings about this? How is this working out for you? You are going with Jessica.
I intend to go. I do have mixed feelings, but I am going to do my best to not be an asshole. And so I'm not planning on it being a difficult evening or anything like that. I'm just going to go, have a couple beers, have a little fun, and see what happens. Because what's the worst that could happen?
Nice.
He says innocently. But I do want to, just so that we can establish this, I think when the door opened, if I can have a moment of a framing shot.
Absolutely.
Just before the door opened. So right at the moment, Earl is super excited because just before the door opened, he had just got off the phone with his dad, who has told him that he can have, or his uncle wants him to have his late 90s Camaro, which is tricked out country style. So it's so that will be the second car for the new driver move, but it hasn't arrived yet. But he's really, really stoked.
I'm curious. What's tricked out country style? Is that like with horns on the front?
Well, yeah, no, not quite. Just sort of imagine everything that a redneck would want to do to their Camaro has been done to this Camaro. So it's probably got special wheels and the double exhaust and all sorts of stuff that is absolutely useless anywhere, but just seems really cool. Unless there's a closed airport that we can use as a racing strip or something like that. But other than that, it's impractically kitted out.
Does it have the thing where the engine comes out of the hood?
We can decide. Yeah, haven't gotten that far yet.
That's great. Oh, it's just so good.
A moment with Toby, by the way, before it.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I will, before we move away to bounce to that moment with Toby, you finish your conversation with your dad and you receive a couple of text messages, Earl. They are from a number that is not in your phone, and they are links to a Tumblr, actually. No, you know what? I'm going universal here. It's links to an Instagram. Whoa. Whoa, not just Tumblr. All right, so an Instagram.
Okay. I will definitely click on the links, but you can...
Okay, cool. So yeah, you click on the link, but before it cycles, we pop over to our moment with Toby and Ollie.
I'm like, yeah, I answer the door. I think there's an awkward lean in and like kiss on the cheek. It's still, and I think it's more that we're in a public space and I'm still not quite there yet, and super repressed.
Hey, you look clean.
Yeah.
Toby's wearing a red button-up shirt, dress shirt, and a pair of dark slacks and nice shoes. He looks good. He smells good.
Look good.
Thank you.
I kind of lean past him and just like lob a plastic cup into Derek and Earl's room. Oh, Dick, are you going?
Which is immediately then picked up.
Yeah.
Like you see Derek jump off his bed, pick it up, put it in the trash.
Me and Toby are setting off.
Oh,
you coming, right?
I'm going to ride with Chip. How
Sure.
are you going? Are you gonna walk?
It's like 5 minutes walk.
Yeah, but
he's going with Tip. That's adorable. You guys are a great couple. You like you round out her rough edges, and she gives you
roughs up your smooth.
Oh, nice, good one, Earl. You've got a way with words.
Yeah.
Hey, is Spike going?
Yeah, I told her about it. I assume she's going, but I'll double check with her in just a minute. And I have to ask Jules a question, permission-wise. Would Earl be stopping by to pick her up, or is she already there helping to set up and things, or what?
Yeah, I think she probably volunteered to do some extra duties, like make punch or whatever.
All right. So he's just meeting you there.
We cut to like her filling up a punch bowl, and then Brent walks over and just like pours in a fifth of vodka.
Yes, that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, she'll just text it. I'll see you there.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So after I look at whatever these Instagram links are, then I will text Spike and make sure she's coming.
Awesome. The Instagram links are to a series of pictures, several of which you recognize because Spike had shown them to you, of that night out with Jessica and Brent. There are a lot of pictures. They look very happy together. He's got his arm around her. This part where he's like kissing her neck. She's laughing, sharing drinks. Really chummy, out dancing. Yep.
Yeah, but it's not like some of the pictures are new to me, but this is not new information, right?
No, it is not new information. No. It is not a different time period. It's just somebody throwing it in your face.
I will. I assume by this point in the year we've established our whatever black market protocols exist for getting alcohol into the dorm room, even though we're underage.
Your easiest connection is to go, of course, with Jack up on 3rd floor. He's always down for that.
Well, I was just wondering. That's a good plan, and so this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that I reach into a drawer in my desk because I've seen too many Private Eye movies, and pull out a bottle of whiskey, and all that's left is like just enough for one good swig. So I'm going to finish this, and then before I go to the party, I'm going to head up to the third floor and see if I can beard Jack in his den and get some, put him on grabbing some more booze.
Nice.
If that works. But this is just a medicinal sip to get the bad taste of whoever just did that to me out of my mouth. And then I'll text Spike, and then when Ollie and Toby leave, I'll head up to the third floor and see if I can see about talking to Jack.
Cool. So Ollie and Toby, you guys head out on your walk. Before long, Tip will come, and as she normally does, she holds up her phone, blasting some music. That's how she lets you know that she's there. She usually like holds her phone up because that amuses her.
Yes.
And then she'll, of course, come catch up with you and ride on the back of your bike because she must like you enough to do that.
You see us cycling past Ollie and his date.
I'm just like, shaking my head like.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you guys pass up, Tip like taps you on because she's got her hands on your shoulders, right? And she's standing on the spokes, kind of thing. And she'll tap you and say, "Oh, hey, pull over for a second. Pull over. I had a thing. I forgot my thing."
What?
And then she hops off and she pulls out a bicycle playing card. Bicycle's a manufacturer of playing cards, and she sticks it in the spokes, and then she hops back on again, and smiles because she thinks that's pretty funny.
Yes.
Cool.
All right.
So you, Earl, you head upstairs, and the second story, right? The second floor, pretty lively. This is going to be a big rager. Like there could be 1,000 people at this thing, and second floor, the freshmen aren't invited to a whole lot of things, but this pre-dead week rager mixer kind of thing seems to have been very open and inclusive. So there's music going. There's a heavy smell of Axe body spray and like what is Noir cologne and
Dakar Noir. Yeah.
Dakar Noir, that's it. I was like, I know it's not Noir, but I was going to screw it up anyway. And like Old Spice, and guys like just chatting with each other and laughing, listening to music, like Fall Out Boy. You head up those stairs, you still hear the echoes coming up the stairs. You head towards the third floor. And when you come out of the third floor, it's the one, like there's one set of stairs that goes up to the roof access, and then here, open the door up, and it's quiet. And there's that, like a smell of almost like must or mold here. And you can hear through the quiet, there eventually as the door shuts and you no longer hear Fall Out Boy playing, head down to the middle of the hallway where Jack's room is. Lights are all off underneath the doors, are all closed. Light under Jack's door, though, it's on. Light bleeding out. You can smell, as you get closer, that must and the mold smell dissipates. You can smell a little bit of like probably pot, you think? Not sure. There's a little bit of music coming from there too. It's like a bass, like boom, 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 boom. What do you do?
I take a moment to kind of look up and down the hall, but that's weird. But I'm going to knock on Jack's door because that was my plan.
Cool. Door opens up. It is opened by a girl, and she's very pretty, tall, blonde, And she smiles. She's wearing like a bikini top and a pair of short shorts. And you see Jack, he's on a beanbag chair, still wearing his Hawaiian shirt. He's got like the kind of the way too big goblet kind of thing going on. There is a bong sitting in front of him. It's like it was made, it's like this big, huge glass, like blown glass type deal. And he says, "Oh, hey, hey, it's good to see you, Earl, man. Come on in. You want a sip?" And he points over, and there's like a igloo cooler, plastic igloo cooler that's set up on a table, and some Solo cups. Not Han Solo, but the red Solo, the red Solo, the red Solo. Red Solo. And so he offers you a drink. Come on, man. Pull yourself up a beanbag.
Hey, actually, I'm about to head out to a party, but I was wondering, next time you make a run, could you pick me up a handle of Jack?
Hell yes. Hell to the yes, my friend. He does a little bit of like a rocking thing, and then he snaps his fingers, and the blonde girl comes over and offers him a hand. He rolls up out of the beanbag, pops his back, heads over to the bed that would be his roommate, but he doesn't have a roommate, and he pulls back the curtain that he's set up, and you see there's like a bunch, there's a couple shelves, and Jack Daniels, man, yeah, sure. And he reaches down and he pulls out a Jack. Says, "This is pretty good. You sure you don't want, like, I got some Cuervo. Oh, I got some Dos Equis, but it's not cold. You probably need to refrigerate that. Here you go, man."
Thanks. And I'll pull whatever the appropriate amount of money is out of my pocket and hand it to him. But
he doesn't even count it.
Yeah,
like, he takes it, he like tosses it on the table. Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, this is, heading into finals. I need some thinking juice, So, hey, what's up here on the third floor, man? Like, it looked like everybody else was dead to the world, and it smells funky.
Right? I've been thinking about moving. It's crazy, right? Like mono ran through here. It's the kissing disease, and these are guys, no judgment, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older. I had mono when I was like 12 or whatever. I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. I did the math, man. Got a spreadsheet, did the math. I can make C's on all my finals, and I'm going to ace every class. Just boss. You're going to the row thing?
Yeah, I'm heading out to the row thing. Wait, so you're saying that the entire third floor, except for you, has mono?
Yeah, pretty messed up. A couple of guys have dropped out. They couldn't keep up class. They just stopped going to class. Pretty crazy. I wouldn't worry about it though, man. Yeah. Mono comes and goes. I survived it. Everybody else survived. It's quite all right.
So
you want a drink?
Has a question.
Over, he pulls up a solo.
I'm good for now, man. So Paul has a question for the keeper.
Mm-hmm.
To Earl's knowledge, is anyone on the second floor sick with mono?
No one on the second floor is sick with mono.
This is a very, very localized outbreak, isn't it?
It is supernaturally so, perhaps. It is odd.
It's too bad we didn't have any, forewarning that something like this might be going on.
I apologize.
He said ironically because he now remembers the clues that we've been given about every other session, that there was something going on the third floor. Okay. Hey, Jack. Yeah, I'm heading to the row party. I got to meet Jess, and I don't want to, and it's still early, but if things get crazy and then thought bubble, or if that Brent guy does something, I want to be around just in case. But hey, thanks for the Jack, and
Jack from Jack, bro.
Yeah.
He walks over in his Crocs that he wears, right? His Crocs squeak for a little bit, and he puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, "Hey, anytime, buddy, anytime. Listen, Jessica girl, you know what they say, nerdy girls, they're wild. So that's pretty great. You landed a good one."
Yeah, Jack. Thanks for your not at all creepy assessment of my girlfriend. So yeah,
I've got
hey,
Janie, man. I'm good. I would not hit on Jessica. No worries, not at all. Tekla maybe, but mostly because I'm into weird shit.
oh, so when he says her name, I'll actually remember my manners and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Janie. I'm Earl, by the way. I live, you know, downstairs on the second floor. So, hey, it's good to see you. Good to meet you, Janie. Good to see you, Jack. I'm gonna take off now."
Janie, she looks at you and her eyes just look like a little glazed over. Maybe she's baked. You're not sure. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great." Jack? No, no, it's Earl. It's Earl, baby. Earl. It's great.
Yeah, thanks. Taking off now.
Cool, man. Have a good time. Hey, don't do anything I would do, bro. And then he goes over and he'll close the door.
Wow, he's really hard to disengage from. Um, um, so yeah, I guess everybody's going to be at the party, so I don't need to start sending texts or anything about it like that.
Do we just do a hard cut to everybody at the party kind of thing?
Sure. I don't.
Is that
need
good,
to
or did you have a
follow
thing you want to do? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No.
Okay.
Only the only thing practically is that Earl is not carrying the handle of Jack to the party with him. He's dropping it off in his room.
Okay. Cool. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So we jump forward to Earl's the last to arrive, and Jessica. We haven't heard from you other than you're making fruit punch. So remember the row party, big, huge, open living area that's converted into a dance floor. They've got a local DJ who has converted from records to MP3s, so he can't exactly scratch, but he doesn't have to worry about him scratching his stuff. He's very meticulously laying out a set track and a set list of music starting right now. Don't forget you got the beach volleyball court in the back, and so a lot of potential opportunities. Where do we find Jessica as we come into the scene of the road rager?
Is this when the party's about to start? I think she's still slicing fruit in the kitchen.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, she's slicing fruit in the kitchen. There's probably a few other sisters for sororities who are around you, and also a girl named Ariel Summers is here. She's a theater major and a member of the KDs, but is still sweet. And so she's cutting some oranges up side by side with you and making conversation. So Brent seems into you.
Yep, but I'm dating Earl now.
Who's Earl?
The guy I'm dating. He does the video channel.
He does a video channel?
Yeah.
Well, like Let's Plays and stuff like that? Walkthroughs, cheat codes for video games?
Kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of obscure, but pretty cool.
Oh, awesome. Well, is he coming?
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
You hope so?
Well, yeah, he said he was going to, but sometimes things pop up.
Oh, right. Wow. Well, honey, I hope he does. It would suck if he blew you off, because this is going to be a great party.
I know, right?
Right.
We got all this new sand for the volleyball court.
Did you have a hand in getting the sand, Jessica?
Yeah.
That's cool. Super cool. So just to look for Ariel, she's wearing a black dress, and while she's sweet, she goes for a little bit of the theater girl drama. Not Des level of goth, but just dark clothes, dramatic hair, kind of swept back. Occasionally strike a dramatic pose. Think for moments before speaking, kind of thing. Pronounce things loudly. So that's Ariel. Cool. So we have Derek. Of course, you arrive first, come rolling up in your bike. There are a few frat guys on the front porch who are carrying in a keg, and they look back and they chuckle for a little bit. One of them elbows you, and then Tip like flips him off, and it looks like she might have words with him. What do you do? Oh, you need to unmute, John. I can hear you through Jules.
Yes, I actually just chuckle, and I do still hear myself for Jules. Yeah. And I kind of like spectate because I think this guy is probably in more trouble than he's expecting. So.
Nice. Yeah, she hops off of the side, throwing her leg up high off the back so she can dismount without you having even slow down the bike, and just walks up. She did not dress up like Ollie. She's wearing a shit kicker boots and a pair of blue jeans and a tank top, and she walks up to the guy and says, "Were you laughing at me? Were you laughing at me, fucker?" And he's like, "I was laughing at the bike." She says, "You think I'm funny? You're an asshole." He's like, "Well, you don't have to get crazy on me, bitch." And Tip does not take that well. What do you do?
Oh, I mean, I step in closer, but I still, like, I am fully going like, look, she can take care of herself. I don't need to step in here.
Nice. She doesn't even look to you for help.
No, exactly.
Nice. So yeah, he seems to get offended, but he's not really threatened by her. And she reaches over and grabs the keg by one of the handles and picks it up with one hand and says, "Watch your fucking mouth. All right? Watch your mouth. Because it could go real bad. You hear me?" Guy looks over at her, just kind of strong arming the keg, and her muscles are not really flexing too hard. And he says, "Sorry. Yeah, we need to get that inside. It's still cold." She's like, "Yeah, I can tell it's cold, asshole." And he ducks his head down and he takes the keg and it falls to the porch hard. And the other guy helps him. They roll it back onto the little dolly and start to wheel it inside.
I basically just like step in beside her, give her a kiss, and just go like, yep. And just.
Cool. And she laughs and says, "You are cool. Like every other guy I've ever been with, be like trying to step to this guy, but you let me handle my business. That's why I like you. Not too much. It's like just a little, like a low level of like. Do you want to have sex later?"
Well, I'll think about it.
Cool, because I'm totally on the pill. We're good.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
Nice. And so then Ollie, you and Toby arrive. You get to see the last bits of that altercation there as Derek and Tip head inside. And Toby, he's been walking beside you and just talking animatedly. He's very excited here. And he says, "I'd like to dance, Ollie. I mean, with you. But like, I just wanted to warn you, I really don't want to just sit on the couch and watch everybody else have fun. Okay? Is that okay?"
Dancing?
You can do the like statue or whatever dance. Just you don't have to do much. Nobody is gonna judge you. Just enjoy the music. The DJ here's really good. It'll be fun.
Can we get drinks first? Drinks, then some more, then dancing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
I think I'm slightly more nervous. Just the idea of dancing in general in public, rather than like, you know, I can just punch somebody if somebody says, you know, something about Toby.
It's like a mosh pit. There you go.
People might look. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I start to think that in my head and go, yeah.
And because you just bought Driver, I'd like for Earl to arrive in the Requiem. That's cool with you.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling up in Requiem, and I'm just gonna hand wave that maybe. In particular, the reason he drove is that maybe he got a text from Jessica or someone that they needed more ice or more soda or something like that. So he's showing up with like 5 bags of ice, 2 cases of that. What is that? LaCroix, whatever, fizzy water.
Yeah.
For the sorority girls, right?
That's great.
LaCroix.
Yeah, and you know, a bunch of other soda in the monster cage, because that ice and shit ain't escaping.
The ice is exactly as cold as it was when you put it in the monster cage.
So
it was built well.
So when I pull up in this totally not unusual looking vehicle that is totally not the next thing to the Ghostbusters hearse, I'll hop around to the back and, you know, grab. I've got 4 bags of ice, 2 in either hand as I walk up, and hope that someone will open the door for me.
Yeah, we'll say there's a couple of like sophomores who are smoking out on the porch, and one of them walks over and opens the door for you. You start to come in. We cut back to the kitchen. You've just about finished. You're finishing cutting up everything, and Ariel, like, she moves over and grabs hold of your. What are you wearing tonight, Jessica, for the party? By the way, like a shirt and pants, or like a dress, or you're muted.
What time is it? Is it spring?
It is, yeah, it's spring heading into summer semester, so.
I think she's just wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Nice. So she grabs your t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
She's just, oh my god, he came.
Okay.
Kyle, she points. Wait, I can't point. Right there, the guy in the check shirt. Look at, he's so gorgeous. And you see a guy who appears to be maybe Middle Eastern descent. Handsome. It's kind of tall, like 6'1", and has nice features and very notable eyes. Like, his eyes are very expressive. He said he might come, and I oh my god, he's so cute.
Are you dating him?
Oh god, right? That would be awesome. But no, we have like 2 classes, and I found out what he's taking in the fall, and I'm going to try to take 3 of those.
Cool.
That's spooky, right? Is that spooky? That's not spooky, is it?
Well,
they're core. I need them.
Then it's fine. You know, it's fine to have the same classes, right? He has very striking eyes.
Thank you. He does. Yes, he does.
Yes,
he does.
Your eyes are nice too, but you know, you were talking outside. Yes.
What about Earl? Do you guys have any classes?
Actually, don't know. What does Earl study again? Video, media? No, I don't think we do. No, not this semester. I mean, I guess we could take an elective together at some point.
Oh yeah, take like a super easy elective so you could just like blow it off and spend time together. That'd be awesome.
Yes, like that. That's what I meant. Yes.
Nice. Cool. So
Jessica is like enjoying having girl talk, and she's gonna go for the girl talk. She's like, I can do this normal girl stuff.
We will take electives. Okay, awesome. So I'd like to kind of jump forward. The music's going. The party has started. Earl, you came in with the ice. You end up coming back to the kitchen. That's where you and Jessica can kind of meet up. And if you wanted to round up the troops to have a discussion, you can. If not, I'll just keep with pocket scenes for a bit. But I don't want the whole game session to be this party. I just thought it would be kind of a fun thing to pull back in. So, is there anything in particular people wanted to try to do at this party?
Drink.
I wanted it taken as given that the guy you kind of mocked Pip, I just, shoulder barged as I walked past.
Nice. He
Quite
was
hard.
asking for it.
I faked an apology. I was sincere, but for Toby's sake, I was like, "Oh, sorry, dude." Yeah.
Yeah, he's been emasculated a little bit. He's really not about to step to anybody until he lets it pass. But any other day, he would have been in your face. But after
was he the
watching
guy who I kind of had a little bit of altercation with the first time we came?
It needs to be that guy. Yes, it's that guy. We need to name him. It needs to be some kind of name, like a Bluto or a Biff, but not Bluto or Biff. Somebody have a similarly, you automatically hate this guy kind of
Should be
name.
called Randy.
It's Randy.
That just amuses me. Always, ever.
Randy.
Yep.
Randy Tilson.
Pretty
Bag jock.
And I would have told you, said, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Randy. Didn't see you there.
All right, he is now forever noted into our NPCs. Randy Tilson, the D-bag jock. Cool. Yeah, so yeah. Don't let it happen again. I gotta go to the bathroom. And then he leaves to go to the bathroom. Because he says what he means and he means what he says, guys.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the kitchen at least once to find something a bit stronger than beer.
Easily done.
You should try to punch.
What did you put in the punch?
Well, I just put fruit in there, but somehow it's still in this house magically transforms into very, very spiked punch.
I take a sip. I'm like, is that Everclear?
I don't know.
That's Everclear. Pours entire cup.
That shit spiked. I gotta reach over and take. I've got to dance.
You're gonna dance?
I'm gonna dance.
Exciting. Good times.
Like slow dance or just normal like hip hop dance?
What?
Well, are you gonna like slow dance, or like hip hop dance, or are we talking like dirty dancing?
The easy kind of dancing. How many types of dancing are there?
Many?
Okay, I get another cup as well. I've finished the first one and a slightly less full one for Toby. See you guys later.
Good luck!
Yes, Toby is all smiles as you have drunk enough to be the liquid courage, and the music is bumping. It is some nice liquid drum and bass type stuff, loud enough to cover and paper over anyone talking near those speakers, and enough people on the dance floor to where you really don't see anyone watching you. They are all doing their own things. But Toby does guide you over to where you're at least near a wall, so there's like a full 180 coverage of people not dancing near you, so you don't have to feel awkward here. And Toby's a nice dancer. He has good rhythm and doesn't do anything super showy. Mostly just wants to enjoy the music, and of course now he's also dancing with you in public, which is nice for him. He enjoys that. Spike is around, so she's probably drinking a bit, chatting with Bethany, and Brent comes over to you, Jessica, and says, "Hey, Jess.
Hey.
Jess, listen. Hey, I wondered if you wanted to be the volleyball judge like last time."
Sure.
All right. Cool. And he takes you by the arm and starts to guide you away from Earl.
She'll unbuckle like and like get her arm loose.
Ooh, nice. So he laughs. Ah, okay, cool. Come on, it's out back. He does not invite you, Earl. How's that going?
You're muted, Paul.
I
Muted.
know, he knows he's muted. He's trying to There we go. You're with us.
Did Jessica like glance at Earl before
Oh yeah,
going back or anything?
she was looking somewhat apologetic.
Oh, he works really hard not to be a dick. He really does. Like with every fiber of his being, he wants to say something that he would regret instantly. But is there a role for this?
Yeah, I mean, if you think you're going to say something, then you should probably try to act under pressure, keep your cool, get to roll cool. This is perfectly appropriate.
Okay, I'm gonna actually do that because this is one of those moments. Jen does this sometimes too, doesn't she? This is one of those moments where I really can't decide for Earl.
There you go.
It's kind of. I am submitting. Oh, I'm re-rolling. Oh man, that's a 5. That's a 7. Whew.
What?
Okay.
You rolled a 5, you have a +2 on cool. That's right, you're the cool guy. Nice. So with a 7 to 9, the keeper's going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
I think that seems appropriate.
You're in the kitchen when all of this happens, right? And
Yeah.
you're watching Brent leave, and Spike's there, and she picks up on it, and she slides around to where she's interposes herself between you staring daggers at Brent, and she puts her hands on your shoulders and says, "Listen, he's trying to get under your skin. Okay, I've got this. Okay, buddy." And she pats your shoulder, and she turns and she starts walking off towards them. What do you do?
I am going to make the totally wise decision to let Spike have this because she's got my back. What could possibly go wrong? They're totally fine.
Totally
It's all
fine.
good.
All right.
And then I'm going to go secretly film Ollie dancing with Toby.
Oh God, yes. That is definitely some that's some viable material.
Nice.
Could I roll to see if I noticed?
Read a bad situation? No. No, you can notice if you want to notice. I'll let you choose. That is completely up to you.
I'm drunk enough that I'll dance, so I'm drunk enough that I wouldn't notice.
Do you dance like nobody's watching? Is that what you do?
Not quite, but
Okay. You dance like a drunk man.
Yeah.
Jessica, you head out and you're headed towards the wooden area where the table is, where the king holds court type deal, and there's some people who are milling around the beach volleyball area. And Inez, aka Spike, she comes up to the both of you, and as you're getting seated, she comes over to Brent and takes his shoulder and tugs on it, and she says, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And she reaches down and grabs his hand and starts to pull him away. What do you do? You're muted.
Nothing. I was going to touch the volleyball thing.
Cool. So yeah, the volleyball thing starts to happen. You tell them to go, and then the first serve happens, and you're watching the match go on, and it looks like they're trying to work out like some kind of drinking game along with the beach volleyball. It's not exactly standard rules. Are you rolling with this? No.
I don't. As long as it's on top of the standard rules and not like modifying it, it's okay.
Cool. And they've got a guy with a girl up on his shoulders, and she has the chalk, and she's writing on the chalkboard to keep score and everything. And every once in a while, you see Spike and Brent are still talking animatedly, and Brent doesn't come back during the first match, right? The two of them are talking.
Well, after the first match, I'll hit up one of the guys or girls that was next to me. I was like, "Hey, do you want to judge the next match? Because I should probably get back to the kitchen."
Totally. Go get drunk more and ball.
Don't forget about the rules.
Right, and the rules. Follow the rules, everybody. You guys know them.
And then I'll head off into the kitchen again. I'll
Cool.
see where Earl is.
Awesome. So yeah, you head off to find Earl. So let's touch in with Tekla. So Tekla, you were able to get some of that Everclear punch. Beth was talking with Spike before Spike kind of extricated herself, so Bethany will come over and probably get a cup as well. And she asks, did you want to dance? Because we can't let Ollie show us up.
Oh, shit. You have a point. Let's do it.
Sweet. She finishes her cup really fast. Like, it starts to spill down her. She's like, oh, God. It does that, like thing.
I like let my sleeve gather up on my palm, and I'll like get her. I'm wearing like a black shirt, cowl neck kind of shirt, which is like a
baby blue form-fitting but almost quite polo shirt thing and a nice little skirt. And she will drag your head off with you to the dance floor. I see where someone has typed in the chat the possibility of a dance-off. This amuses me to no end.
It's pretty funny.
It should happen.
I think this is a thing that should happen. I think a dance-off needs to be resolved with charm.
Okay.
Right? And so okay. I think that's what we do. We're just going to roll off. If both of you have a mixed success, then we'll have to figure out how that goes. But if one succeeds and the other fails, then there we go. But I do want an idea, Ollie and Toby, when Bethany and Tekla take the floor and start dancing near you. Toby, I imagine he's going to try to encourage you to dance a little more demonstratively. Wow, that's an easy word to say. Do you take the bait? And if so, how are you dancing during this dance-off?
Well, I think maybe the dice need to decide how.
Oh my, okay. Let's lead with the dice and let them guide us.
But yeah, I do not realize why he's kind of encouraging me more, but I think I will be drawn along with the flow. And I got a 9.
Dang, well, let's see what I do. Oh no! Let's see. I got a 6.
Got a 6. Okay, so the good news, Tekla, is you get an XP.
Yes.
You get an XP. And Ollie, you are the victor. You don't look amazing, but when Bethany turns her ankle and falls on Tekla, that kind of by default means you win. By default. Yeah, so Bethany twists her ankle. Somebody had dropped a shoe, and she kind of went back on it at one point, and it hurts.
Oh, no.
Very bad. What do you do?
I'm gonna get her set up on one of the seats, like a couch or a chair, whatever's available. And frankly, nothing's available. I'm going to single out the mentally weakest looking person and be like,
oh my gosh, yes, you must. The couches are filled with freshmen who really want to be part of this, but just don't quite have the gumption or enough drink in them to go participate. And so,
there's
you
like
have
a looking Randy there.
Yes, there's a depressed-looking Randy who's in the nice, comfy chair.
Right. And I'm
Randy's
just like,
chair. It literally has written on the fabric "Randy's chair" on it. So, what do you do to get Randy to move? Is this a guilt thing, or is this a "I see you" thing? How do you pull this off?
It's just an ICU thing.
Nice.
It's a like pretty simple. I can make a scene out of this if you want to.
Nice. And Bethany plays it up like she's got her arm around your shoulder and she's got the leg up a little bit and she gives this like the hurt face because she really doesn't want an altercation because she has a feeling that you would beat up Randy and she does not want that on her conscience.
She's right, but
okay. Paul, please read what you have put in the chat to share with the class because that's just great.
It's just the title of a children's book called that's now being rewritten as Randy and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
He's like talking
yeah, we need like the Rashomon version of this particular day, just showing everything that's gone wrong for Randy during this day.
We cut over to Randy later that night. He's writing into a journal, sniffling. Later, he's talking to his some kind of stuffed animal, recounting his day. Cool. So yeah, Randy gets up out of the Randy chair, and Bethany takes a seat, and she says, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry."
Oh, girl, don't worry. It's an accident. I'm gonna go get you some ice. Okay, I'm gonna be right back.
Cool. Okay. I'll just. Oh, it's a recliner. And then she gets back on the recliner and then gets the elevator feet. Randy's chair is pretty dope.
I hold her hands in mine for a minute and like pat her forehead and hurry off to the kitchen.
Nice. Nice. You're always taking care of people at these parties. You never get to go tie one on. It's not fair.
I don't know. I think I did pretty good that first one.
All right. The first one, true. And then later you were helping out. That's right. You were getting Yevgeny to also participate in such
getting the math folks to do shots, you know.
Math folks are around. They're clustered around. They're actually talking at the foot of the stairs as you head into the kitchen, and Yevgeny leads the way, and they're going upstairs for some unknown reason. Just where all the bedrooms are. And this is a fraternity, so not sure what's up with that. That's right. Toby's a mathlete, but he's totally with you though, Ollie. He looks over and watches his buddies, Yevgeny and the others heading up, but he ignores it. Cool.
Don't say that as he looks, I just yank him by the t-shirt and probably pull him off to the side, and just start making out.
Nice.
I'm drunk. I don't care what.
That Toby has no second thought about his mathlete.
I'm kind of basically repressed Tip, but a male. That's I think.
A little bit.
I see Ollie.
Yeah. So we cut away from that to looking up from a basement towards the top of the stairs, and a door opens up, and Tip steps in. She's a little shaky on her feet, and she pulls you with her, Derek.
Myself be pulled.
Cool. And she says, "I've heard that they do weird shit down in the basement here at the row house, man. Let's check it out. Maybe there's dead bodies."
I doubt it, but sure.
I don't trust that Brent guy. I don't trust him at all.
I trust him to be much more lame than he seems.
So you guys start heading down the basement areas.
Wherever Earl is, by the way, wherever Earl is, he just suddenly felt a warm wash of affection for both Tip and Derek.
Both of their points of view on Brent.
That is his one actual psychic power, is that he's able to feel emotions regarding other people's opinions of Derek of Brent.
Yeah.
Yep, the Brent power. I love it. Cool. So yeah, I think Jessica headed back in to find you, and so you guys can kind of reunite at this point, and that's we'll cross cut and say that's happening about the same time that Derek is being pulled down by Tip to the basement. Do we want to take our first bio break here to feel good for everybody? All right, cool. So let's take like 5 minutes. Actually, it's 7 minutes till, so we'll just begin back at the top of the hour.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Cool.
I'm gonna take a minute. It's 3. I'm gonna tell a quick story of a thing I did in Apocalypse World Friday night.
Oh man.
Oh,
But Paul knows this one. So sorry, Paul. So I'm running Apocalypse World, 2 players, and I decided, because it was a new group, that I would kick it off using the Junk World custom setting that I've used before. And in the Junk World setting, there are these raiders who are also cannibals called the Windies. It's Junk World's kind of trash culture, and the Windies are all kind of like, imagine a gang of roving cannibals who also dress in cake white makeup with red eyes and red hair, and their leader's name is Ronnie. There you go. So the Windies had hit a caravan that the water bearer player character Rollo he had the Oasis in. I kind of kicked it off with the idea that they had a lot of plenty at the Oasis place that he'd created. The special area for the water bearer can be pretty awesome. And so they were shipping some fish, because there's an underground cavern where the Oasis is, shipping some fish to Sector 10, a nearby village, to trade for goods. And they kind of trade at a loss, mostly to just keep people at a nice sustenance living without flooding the Oasis itself. And the Windies had hit it. They hit that caravan. It was a car and a van. And the water bearer and the driver were the 2 player characters. And the water bearer said, okay, well, we need to go out there and see where it's going. And of course, the members of the security team were like, we don't really think you should go, because you're kind of super important here, being the high priest of the Oasis. He's like, nope, I've got to. So okay. And the driver shows up, and she had ferried a passenger named Nihai. And Nihai had a pair of goggles. She had a set of goggles on that I kind of liked. Her goggles were the bottom of Coke bottles that she shaved off and made them into the lenses for her goggles. And they kind of obscured her eyes. And he has this water bearer thing. If somebody wants to come to the Oasis, where he can ask a few questions, he makes his roll. One of the questions is, what is she hiding? And so he has her remove her goggles, and he sees in her eyes there's a slight red tint to her irises. And he knows that that means that either she is a Windy who has escaped or has some kind of Windy blood in her. But she's functioning. She's not a crazy savage cannibal or anything. And after asking a couple more questions, he realizes, I'm going to let her go into the Oasis, but have my guys watch her. They go off and go to the area where the caravan was hit, and he opens his brain and finds where the Windies are hiding in a nearby cave that's the middle part of a dune. And the driver, she created her vehicle, and it's like it's like a big armored bus, like a Greyhound, and her name's Hound, and she calls her Greyhound Gobstopper. And after a little bit of reconnaissance, they've got 8 guys within the branded who are all sworn to protect the Oasis, Rollo the water bearer and Hound the driver. And they're like, okay, well, we can sneak around and stuff, but we have this big honking bus, let's just go right the hell in. So they burst in, right? And one factor, when they checked out the area where the van and the car were taken down, there were no bodies, because cannibals. There were no bodies. But there wasn't a whole lot of blood in the car that had tipped over. And when he opened his brain, he saw that Chicklet was still alive, the driver of the car. So they go busting in, and the cave is kind of decked out. They've got a Winnebago that's set up in this where they keep their supplies, and everybody else is living under tents, and there's campfires and stuff. And so the Windies all jump up, and a big fight breaks out. And during the fight, Rollo hops out of the bus with a few of his branded guys, and some fights are happening. One guy gets bit in the shoulder real hard, or bit in the arm really hard. And so it's starting to get a little vicious, but they've got a definite advantage with Gobstopper. Grabs the girl out of the crow's cage. Chicklet, part of her leg has been kind of sheared off, and they've started doing what they do. And he gets a mixed result to get her back into the vehicle. Right, he's got to act under fire. So the branded are covering his back, and they grab some of the supplies out of the Winnebago, and they're grabbing and putting it all back into Gobstopper under fire and everything. And the mixed result was he hands her over. Right, they've got to carry her, and he hears somewhere within the cave. This is a nice result to this. He hears a baby crying. And he looks around, he realizes nobody else hears it. And I look at him and I say, what do you do? And he looks and he slaps the back of the bus and he takes off. And Gobstopper leaves, or is in the process of leaving Rollo behind. And in the chaos of what's going on, nobody has figured out that Rollo isn't on board. And that's where we ended the game session. I was pretty happy with that.
Nice.
That's a hard move. Or
Thank you.
mixed results.
It's a hard choice, right?
Yeah.
It's a hard choice. You can get out of here anytime. It is absolutely up to you. You want to go? Go. You got all your supplies. You got the one living member of your caravan. You have 100% succeeded in what you're doing. So I was pretty happy with that move. All right. So we have Jessica and Earl. We have near. You guys are near. Let's say maybe everybody is around, but Derek and Tip, and party's going to progress for a bit. You get some ice back to Bethany, Tekla, and she keeps her leg up for a bit and puts ice on it. But you have a feeling that like this isn't really the kind of scene for a girl to convalesce, right? It's just to hang out. So I think once she gets over the initial bit of this is really painful, and you get the ice on and it numbs it out, she starts talking about like, hey, I think I'm gonna call the Uber. I mean, do you mind?
Tell you what, I kind of want to check on some of my classmates upstairs, and then how about I walk you back? Or like I go with you?
I mean, why don't you manipulate her? Because she really doesn't want you to not. She knows you're a party girl and you're here to have a good time, and she's like the lame girl who's hurt.
It's a 9.
9. Okay, on 7 and 9 they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now. She says, well, you don't have to drive, so have a couple for the road. Just, okay? Just make sure you have some fun. Half an hour.
15 minutes. And I'm calling the Uber.
Okay.
Okay. So go get myself another cup of punch, be like, and then go to check on Yevgeny and crew.
Awesome. So Tekla takes off to head upstairs, and Jessica and Earl, you know, when you come back in, you find out, hey, it looks like Bethany hurt her ankle. But hey, you don't have to worry about Brent anymore because Spike took one for the team. What are you guys doing?
Jessica's from Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it occurs to Earl that this is a big party and we're in Texas and there has not yet been any line dancing. So he's going to go up to the DJ and ask for him to play, like, what is it, Alan Jackson, that then on the Chattahoochee, because there needs to be line dancing. There are a bunch of people. It's Texas. There's music. There needs to be line dancing.
Nice.
So,
DJ's like, oh, fine, okay, whatever. I'll download the MP3. Like, it's not like I have that in my set, but sure.
Hey, man. I sorry. I don't want to get in the way of your art or anything like that. If it's not cool, it's not cool. I was just asking the question.
No, you're right. The line dancing, yokels. And he get on his iPhone and he goes to iTunes and starts downloading some, like, he does the search term of redneck line dance. And right after Boot Scoopin' Boogie is the Chattahoochee song. And so.
Yeah, he's like, we're yokels because he's from a suburb of Dallas, right?
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. So he's infinitely superior. And I of course know the steps. And if Jessica doesn't, then I'll make sure and show her.
What is happening? What are we doing?
There is no way that you have been in Houston and not seen line dancing
Really?
occur.
Okay.
If you've ever been to a wedding, it's just a bunch of people doing a slightly coordinated dance.
Okay. Yes. Wedding. I got it. Yes.
Yes. I did not pick the chicken dance on purpose.
Thank you.
So we're clear. Jules, do you know what line dancing is?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure if like that was an American assumption.
No, I've
Okay.
I've even been to Dutch weddings where they still do the chicken dance. So.
That's adorable.
I think the music changing is enough to get through to Ollie, and he is not drunk enough for line dancing.
I am disappointed.
Actually, I forgot. We're actually making out on the side of the room.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Are you okay with line making out?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. So yeah, after when Chattahoochee comes on, I will show Jess the steps. I don't care if she's any good at it. It just felt like it's a warm night with a lot of people, and Earl's a Texas boy, and there really should be at least one line dance at a party like this.
There's got to be a good batch of people in cowboy boots who come out to this party, right? So there's it's Texas.
Yep.
Nice. I love the idea of you starting a line dance. That is fantastic, Earl. Very Texan.
Thank you. So, and you know, it's the sort of thing that once you get the basic steps, we can talk while this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, go ahead.
This normally never happens.
Oh, it happens all the time where I'm from.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Seriously. You're lucky if you get through my old the church I grew up in without breaking out into boot scootin' boogie or something like that. The way things are. But you know, you're from, and Earl purposefully is sort of playing up the hick thing at this point. No, you're from the big city and all, so you know maybe things are different there.
It's not that different.
So we're dancing. Hey, and this is something that occurred to Paul during the bio. So he's going to broach it with Jessica so she can tell him if it's a bad idea.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Jess, and we're still dancing. Jess, I was thinking, you know, Ollie never seems too keen to go home. And I was wondering, one of my actually, I didn't tell you I'm getting a new car, another car. Probably won't have it till I get back from summer vacation. But
does it also have a monthly page?
No.
Okay.
But it does go really fast.
Are you going to lend it to Ollie?
I figured Ollie could drive Requiem.
Ah.
But anyway, the uncle that is giving me that car is the facilities manager for a big warehouse, and I thought that maybe I could try to get Ollie a job. You know, doing assisting the engineer over the summer or something like that. How do you think he'd react if I offered to do that?
KG, and then he might reluctantly accept anyway. Probably, that's my guess.
But you don't think he'd be offended? I'm just trying to give him a choice other than going home.
No, I think he might like that. Yeah. Then again, I also didn't expect he would be making out with his boyfriend at a frat house party. Like, quite extensively.
Thoroughly? Yeah, well, I guess people surprise you. KG with surveillance gear, yes. How does oftener right work for you, Jess?
I have to give you advice.
Well, I think you just did,
Yes.
sort of. And that's it. There's no role involved.
Nope.
Cool. So we're going to assume that that just happened, even though I didn't think about it, because you are oftener right.
I am.
And after Chattahoochee, then Earl is perfectly happy to keep dancing with Jessica, and it's just a little bit too chaotic around here to try to like rally the troops and talk about the incredibly local outbreak of mononucleosis. It seems only to be affecting all but one member of the third floor.
Oh, if you want a quiet place to talk, the roof is quite nice.
Ooh,
Roofs are great, you know.
I like roofs.
Yeah. I mean, it's too early for people to be having sex there at the moment, so.
Well, yeah, let's see. And I look at Ollie and think maybe we don't need to break that up. And Tekla's gone, so it's just you and me. So we could go up to the roof. There is one other thing I'll say after Chattahoochee. Something weird's going on in my dorm.
Okay. Like, what kind of weird? Like, I have been doing rituals with my friends there, and now everything is weird?
That's not where we did the ritual, and we talked about this. I was respecting your boundaries. I was taking what you said seriously.
Well, yeah, but not what I meant. Like, obviously you could strip me for a ritual.
I will put that in the exceptions list.
I mean, you didn't even fill out the ritual log sheet.
I didn't even know there was a ritual log sheet.
Or the evaluation form.
Are those on Google Drive somewhere? I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay. Great.
Do you mind if we do go up on? Well, I'm sure between. Earl almost says those of us that were there. I'm pretty sure between Tekla and I, we can fill it out properly. Then I ask her if she can lead the way to the roof, because I do want to talk about this whole thing in the dorm. Nicely done, by the way.
Very cool. That is a great, nice, often right use. Way to go, and a cool setup there. Let's cut to the basement. So the basement, poured concrete, as there are just a few like naked light bulbs, because this is the spookiest, right? The naked light bulb just kind of strung down, hangs down. There are a few naked light bulbs with a single string that you have to pull, and Tip pulls the one at the bottom, at the base of the stairs. It wasn't on as you were going down. And just so you know, these are the stairs that come down, and you can actually see, when you look back, you can see underneath the stairs, like the slat, so it's not filled in. You know, people could be there, they could grab your arm, because that's the spookiest thing ever for basement stairs.
Horror movie stairs, yes.
Horror movie stairs, indeed. You know, we have the HM stairs. And down here along one wall, there's like a string of mismatched cabinets that have been put in, like a long counter with cabinets underneath, and then a few cabinets that are over top. You see that they actually have some power tools here. And in one corner are the broken down pieces of the row float that they have in the annual parade. So you can see there's like a big, it's a big raven, right? That's broken down. You just see the raven's head is sitting there, and then there's like a couple of ravens' wings that are hung up on pegboard, and there are a couple of other rooms, several water heaters, like they have them in tandem. There are like 4 water heaters here. They're all run up, and instead of getting one gigantic like boiler room or whatever, they've just strung together several. There's also a big circuit board area and a lot of swimming equipment for the swim team, because most of the swim team is here at the row house. And Tip says, I heard they have a movie room down here.
A movie room?
Yeah.
It's way too damp for a movie room here. Come on.
Well, there's only one way to find out. She says she pulls you.
Yeah, I'm looking like I'm looking around as well. Looking under the stairs.
Yeah, under the stairs, you see there's just like a storage area for, and it looks like along the wall underneath the stairs, someone has carefully painted, or not painted, glued up several hundred different bottle caps of different beers. There's a wall with a bunch of people who have signed it and a bunch of pictures from old parties, like old like Polaroid photos, look really old. And there are a few doors that lead into rooms that also head underneath the main ground floor. And Tip just heads for the first door and opens it right up. And she pulls you in and she says, you're wrong, I'm right. And you see there like recessed lighting and an L-shaped couch. And then there's a screen that looks like it's one of those, the kind of retractable type screen, and there's a little movie projector type deal.
I basically just jump on the couch and go like, okay. I wonder what kind of movies they have here.
Let's find out. She closes the door and locks it, and then starts fumbling around for remote controls, and it's just, man, look at this. It's like a Harmony remote. It's like 46,000 buttons on it. You could program these. I don't even know how to make it go, and I'm studying to be not really an engineer, because that takes math. I just
have a blank stare looking at it like, okay, I'm more lost than you are.
Cool. And so eventually she figures out that the screen lowers automatically. She hits the right button sequence, and you can see a blue screen, like the projected blue comes up from the screen projector, and she pulls up a menu, and you can see that there's like a bunch of AVI files that are named with like dates and letter sequences, and then a movies thing and like a Plex server is set up. What do you do?
Play the top one. I mean, that's as far as Derek's technology level goes. Like, he knows how to press play.
That's great. So she pops through the first sequence and play, and you see that it is like some home video footage, GoPro level of a couple of volleyball matches, and she gets bored and starts fast forwarding through it, and then the next file is like they had some local band come and they were playing some kind of punk rock music, and there's like a mosh that breaks out, and there's a broken window, and some people like jumping in front of the camera, and you go through a few others, and you're kind of just watching this row family movies thing going on. We'll cut away from that to go upstairs. So Tekla, you headed upstairs after Yevgeny and the rest of the mathletes, and you see that up on the second floor, all of the rooms have been converted to bedrooms, and there's only really one communal bathroom, right? And it's like a 6-bedroom place. Like this is big, and all the bedrooms are big enough to have a couple of roommates in most of them, except for Brent, because he's got a solo. He's riding solo. He's riding solo. And there is one door that's cracked open, and you see not Yevgeny, but one of the other mathletes is just moving through that door, and he doesn't close and lock it, but he like pushes it too. You see that through the bit of door that is still open, that there's like a, how best to describe it? Like if somebody has a black light on, that kind of blue
Right. That's
look
sort of,
that comes out.
yeah, that hyper blue kind of color.
And you hear the Chattahoochee is still going on downstairs. You hear the almost like a zombie shamble going on of all the line dancing, people stamping their cowboy boots. And,
I take a long drink. I'm just like, I gotta get Bethany out of there real quick, unless she wants that sort of thing. Oh God.
No, Bethany is not a line dancing kind of girl. They're line dancing around her.
All right, well, I'll step up and push on the door, because an ajar door is an invitation, and a closed door is an invitation that's still in an envelope.
Damn, that's the best quote of the day. That is pretty great. Let's go see it. The door creaks open. It's the doors here. The building is older, like it was built in the 40s maybe, and so the doors have those like the doorknobs that are like the weird oval type, right? And it's got the old like skeleton key type lock, and so it creaks on the hinges, and so a little bit of cracked paint along the inside.
And I'm just, the little, like, antique,
yes.
Maintained, but not like really lovingly maintained, because these are college guys. Yeah.
They keep it functional.
They keep it functional. I'll creak open the door and I'll be like, hey, yo, I see black lights. Are we getting stoned and talking about the universe in here?
Nice. So you push that open, and that's your entry quote as we see you step into the room. And there are black lights on, so everybody's eyes have that weird kind of glow to them. And you see that there's a low table, and there's like this glass ball in the middle of the low table, and there's a black sheet over the table, but the ball's sitting on top of it like a crystal ball, and sitting cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, in wearing this weird headdress is none other than Desdemona. And all the mathletes have kind of centered around. There are a bunch of other like frat guys are all just standing around, and she's looking into the crystal ball, and Yevgeny is on his knees like in front of the crystal ball, and he's asking questions like, can you talk to my grandmother? Because I haven't talked to her in like forever. So what do you think? Well, can you do that? And Desdemona says, she holds her hand up to you, Tekla, like hey, but be quiet. And she says, she like puts on this bad like Romani style accent and starts hamming it up that she's talking to the nether world or the other side. What do you do?
I sip my drink and I watch a little bit.
Nice. So you watch for a little bit, and as you do, you see that there are spirits that start slowly kind of drifting through the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever hammy stuff that Dez is doing, and it is like from a bad 50s horror movie type things. You're doing a little Vincent Price, doing a little bit of Lucille Ball, all mixed together in some kind of thing. You're not sure she's making jokes or just having fun with these guys, but they seem to be into it. But whatever she's doing, it seems to have been drawing some notice. You see that there is a ghost of someone with a severed head that he carries underneath his arm, and he steps through, and the eyes peer around. They don't seem to have taken direct notice of you or seem to be aware that you're able to see them, but there are 3 spirits that have entered this room. What do you do?
Well, I try not to make eye contact. Nah, stepping on toes is what I do. I'll actually go and sit across from Desdemona, and I'll set my punch down and rub my hands and say, wait. And I'll like do the thing where you sort of drift your hands over the crystal ball without getting any closer or farther away from it. And I'll start doing a vague chant. I think what I want to do specifically is just use magic to put on a bit of a light show and maybe make people in the room see something for a minute that's not necessarily something plausibly deniable, right? And then I want that ball cracked.
Nice. I like it. I'd like to see how that goes. So you're using magic for these things, so we gotta roll some dice. Roll with weird. You're good at this stuff.
I sure am. That's a 12.
Nice. Now you haven't advanced the move yet, but you get some choices. So 10 plus. The magic works without issues. Choose your effect. And I think we can just determine that that goes the way you want, unless there was something else you wanted to choose as an effect.
Nah.
Nice. So you make some odd proclamations. Evgeny is just gaping, eyes wide, mouth gaping open. Des is interested, pulled in to this as well, because she knows, like, you know the real stuff, right? She's playing around, you know the real stuff. And the crystal ball cracks, snaps. Right? Goes from a spider crack to just a snap, and then it falls out in two almost equal halves. And the ghosts, so the one with his head underneath his arm, the eyes fix on you, like you are suddenly really super interesting.
And I'm just like,
oh, nice. You're giving him the eye, huh? You're like, I know you. I've got this stuff.
I've got my eye on you, Bagok.
That is great. It takes the head up and holds it like at chest level and says, do you think you can stop what is coming?
I think I'm going to give it my all.
70 years ago, foolish children thought their all was good enough, but it only delayed the inevitable.
Kids are a different crowd these days.
You are different. Yevgeny says, are you all right? What's going on, Tekla? Is this part of it?
I stand up. I'm like, I'm good, Yevgeny. I feel like, though, this area is a little negative vibey. You guys should definitely go and learn how to line dance. And I should definitely go and take my girlfriend back to the dorms.
Nice.
And I'm like, see you later, handbag with a face to like nobody in particular.
Oh, the frat guys are like, this is crazy. How did you even do that? I don't know. Like, it's under the table. They're knocking stuff out. I don't know how you break the glass. It's crazy shit. It's like, hey, wait, wasn't that like your crystal ball? Shh. Yevgeny and the rest of the athletes are all like, yes, teach us the line dancing. How do we dance on a line?
Earl's going to teach you, and it's going to be cool. Trust me. I start leading them downstairs.
No fighting there whatsoever. You head downstairs. We will jump back to the movie room. Sorry, I'm grabbing something really quick here. Make sure I have my information. There we are. And she's just queued up another video. This one is obviously some kind of home video. Actually, hold on. I'm trying to make sure my timing is right because there's no home video in the 50s. This is some kind of newsreel. It have to be from the 50s. So the newsreel, and it looks like the newsreel was shot. There's no audio, but it's a long, slow pan. There's some kind of award ceremony, and there are 13 men dressed uniforms. They're Texas Rangers. You're Pie Box, you know this, right? There are 13 Texas Rangers, and it's kind of coming. It's panning across just to show their faces. Very slow pan. It's like almost a person holding a big camera. They're going across, and you see the faces, and it counts across, and you see the badge and then the name tag, and they've got a bunch of awards and the like, and they're being awarded for something. They're up on a raised dais, right? There's crowds that are here, but it's this moment where maybe this is some of the footage that was spliced in to make the full newsreel. And halfway through this group of 13, you recognize one of the Texas Rangers. He's, of course, a lot older. But you are really, really sure this is Eugene Nelson, the now president of East Texas University.
Okay, thank you. I was like,
don't worry, I got you. There are a lot of names and a lot of NPCs. That's why I'm like, yep, let me make sure they know that's who that is. But yeah, Eugene Nelson, the president of East Texas University. You see him in the 50s. He was a Texas Ranger. He was fit, healthy, confident. Still had the same clear eyes. You can see the cut of his jaw, everything. His skin sagged over the years, but he's still the same guy, right? Tip doesn't recognize him, but you do. And the pan continues on.
oh, I mean, I probably just yell out, "Holy shit, that's Eugene!" And I probably like pull out my phone and go like, "Oh my god, I have to take a picture of this."
Nice, cool. And Tip goes through the remaining Texas 13. You don't recognize any of the others, but yeah, you snap a pic of Nelson, and yeah, it looks like all of them were being awarded these kind of medals they put on their nice Texas Ranger stuff, and there's a parade that goes on, and it cuts through, and you can see that the row house is here. Like there are symbols for people, like younger versions. Don't recognize anyone else among the crowd at this point, and then the tape kind of cuts off, and then she pops over to the Plex server, and you see that it's like listed by different files. They've got quite a few movies that just recently come out. There's a whole category for XXX, and she's like, oh, I wonder what kind of smut they watch. And she immediately goes to that category.
I mean, she did already promise me early in the evening that she wanted to have sex with me. So I think Derek is definitely like, oh yeah, no, I'm on board with that. He's on board with anything at the moment.
Sweet. She will find Big Jugs 33 and turn that on mostly for a laugh, and then start making out with you, and then we'll fade to black there.
All right.
Yeah. Cool. So see, Jessica and Earl, you guys are headed up to the roof. We'll say that you go up to the roof and you pass Tekla, who's coming out of having given the terror eye to handbag in his ugly
handbag with a face.
Handbag with a face guy. And so Tekla, you see Earl and Jessica heading up up the roof access stairway there.
Yeah. I sort of point to Jessica. Go.
Hey.
Hey, have you seen Kyle?
Kyle?
Yeah.
I saw him arrive. Why?
Okay.
Are you no? Like, why? Why?
Just curious, looking out. Keep an eye on him, okay?
Okay. Well, it seems like there's a lot of girls keeping an eye on him, so, you know.
Really?
Yes.
Nice girls?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Oh, we're going up on the roof to talk about, you know, cases and stuff. Do you want to come?
I like check my watch. I'm like, I told Bethany I would give her a ride back to the dorms, so
Okay, we can keep you updated by text.
cool.
And
All
then
right,
you can, you know, come back when it turns out we're doing weird shit.
that sounds good to me. And I like hold out a fist for a fist bump.
Yes.
Do I get left
She
hanging?
bumps you
Or?
back. No, she bumps you back.
Sweet, cool.
Because friends update each other by text when their weird shit is about to go down or when they do really big rituals.
I got it. I got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Cool. All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool. So we cut to the roof with Earl and Jessica.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. So as Tekla is walking away, Earl's going to say, so to be clear, Tekla, you're not like explicitly saying, don't disturb me for the next 12 hours, right? You've got really important stuff to do. Right?
But if
you're not saying that?
If Tekla would say that, that would, like, she would not say, like, if, you know, if the world was ending or if there weird stuff, then she would still like to be contacted, right?
Hey, Tekla, I'm sorry. Sorry. Didn't mean to get you in the middle of this. It'll be fine. We'll send you a text.
Yes, explicitly, I would like you to text me with updates. Because I feel I'm missing out on this discussion. Okay, bye. And I like double time it.
Awkward.
Yeah, they head down and Yevgeny leads the mathletes in some kind of Russian folk song that's very good for drinking as you guys make your way down for boot scooting boogie. So we cut to the roof, which has no one having sex on it yet. It's not.
Is it on fire?
You don't need any water. No, it
probably has some bean bags and some ashtrays for people who want to smoke there.
Exactly. There we go.
So I'll like kick back in a beanbag and purposefully make sure that I'm far enough to one side that there would be space for Jessica to join me in the same beanbag if she made that choice. Good. So
what's up?
So I went up to the third floor to ask Jack if he had any Jack earlier. Jack, Jack, the older guy that's a freshman, and then Jack Daniels, the brown liquor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Yes. That was a weird sentence otherwise.
Yeah. And he's the only one on the third floor that mononucleosis.
Mm-hmm.
And no one on the second floor has it. And this seems like a very strange outbreak of mono.
Well, we've seen some people with mono before. Like, remember when we saw Joey in the clinic?
Yeah, and then, but here's
And then there's
thing.
like this guy on a swim team that's always tired. I wonder if he lives on the third floor.
I'm going to go out on a limb based on my new theory that there's no such thing as a coincidence, and say, I bet he does live on the third floor. But don't you think that it could be something, like our kind of stuff rather than just medical?
Maybe. I wonder how that works. Why just that one floor? Is the floor cursed? Could the entire floor be cursed? That would be interesting.
But then Jack's not sick.
Did Jack ever have mono before?
Yeah, but I don't think mono is one of those things that you get antibodies for. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but and first off, his girlfriend. Second off, his girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend in the dorm with him?
Yeah. Well, she was there when I went upstairs, and I don't know whether she was just stoned or what, but she was acting
You think she also has
really
mono?
weird.
Or like mono?
No, I wonder if there's something up with Jack. I don't know. It's just I think it
Jack
bears
is like a sort of vampire who leeches life energy off of people, and that's why they'll get really tired.
It could be. I don't know, but I think that I mean maybe not tonight, but I think we need to look into it. And I was planning on trying to talk to everybody here at the party, but it's a little chaotic.
Okay, that sounds cool. We should definitely look into that. Thanks for letting me know.
What? You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Have you had a chance to look at those books that we got that I brought back to you?
What, that funny book with the weird theories about Indians?
Well, didn't we pick up more than one thing? We had papers and books, plural.
Yeah, you had some papers that had scribbled rituals. You still have Creighton's Compendium, and now you have a full book where, after the papers, they kind of wrote into the journal the ones they felt really worked.
Cool. Yeah, I totally would have checked those out instantly. All night while being bitter about not being included.
Did you find anything interesting in there? And
did I? Or should I make a roll for that?
You should make a roll for that. I think that would be cool.
We've not rolled for so long that my roll for your party has sort of timed out.
Yeah, it happens.
This is interesting. What kind of roll would that be?
I think that you are investigating a mystery. Yeah, I think a sharp roll makes the most sense, and you're good at that stuff.
Yes. That would be a 10.
Nice.
And by the way, while she was thinking about her answer, I will, because she's already said yes, I think we should look into this, I will text Ollie and tell him that we're on the roof.
Can I retroactively just change that slightly?
Yes.
I think maybe it could be as you're about to type this, you can hear drunken talk from behind the door. You said you locked it, by the way? No.
That's the movie room.
Oh, that's the movie room, yeah. Yeah. You hear they said, I even stole that guy's phone, so I got the schedule. No one's having sex up here right now. Come on.
Oops.
Yeah, and a very drunk Ollie and a slightly drunk Toby kind of tumble through the door onto the roof.
And sorry for having interrupted you, Jules, but I just wanted to facilitate that before I got your answer.
Yes.
Or the keeper's answer to Jules or whatever.
Fuck, it's taken. Oh.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi.
Hi, Toby.
Hey, Ollie.
Here we are. Please notice that we are here.
No, that's 45 minutes from now. I mean, not necessarily, but the roof. The roof's sex utility
Yeah.
does not begin until 10:45.
That is true, actually. Yeah.
I just like chuck the phone that I'd stolen borrowed onto one of the beanbags. It's like open on the schedule with all the roof sex allotments.
I guess you're enjoying the party. That's good.
It's great. I got him to dance.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow. I saw you guys dancing.
Mhm.
Very stationary.
I look at my phone and smile to myself and say, I also saw you dancing.
What the fuck does that mean?
No, don't worry about it. You don't go on Facebook much, do you?
No. What?
Okay, cool. It's all fine. So Jess was just about to tell me what she found in all those papers and things that we brought back from.
Oh yeah. Oh hey Toby, what dorm floor are you on?
I'm on first floor.
Oh,
I'm not in the
okay.
same building as Alex, sadly. Although maybe that's probably good because then I can get studying done.
Studying is important.
Yeah.
You have to give up a lot of good stuff sometimes to make sure you get your studying done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Studying is very important.
But not as important as other things that people will know that other people really
Still
enjoy.
going on about the ritual.
It's fine. I think by this point it's almost a joke now between Earl and Jess now. I mean, there's still an undertone, but I think we're almost pushing it as much as we as players are pushing it.
But I mean, you say she was like, oh, all the time about it. Okay. What were you saying about books?
Oh, I read the books that you guys found on your little expedition, and in it I found what can it do?
By the way, I'm totally kind of Ollie. I don't think I've told Toby about any of this stuff, but Ollie is totally kind of just not even thinking about that.
I think we're following Ollie's lead here.
Ollie's just like, not even realized that might be an issue because he's also, a little bit drunk.
So what the ritual book can do is that if you have the book with you and are casting the rituals from it, you gain a +1 ongoing with the use magic and big magic.
Ooh. And was there also some history stuff, or was it just all ritual stuff?
There's some history stuff, but like we'll reveal that at time. Like we're kind of coming near into session, so we can reveal some more. But yeah, there's some stuff about that particular area that you found with the cross strings and stuff like that. But it's part of the forest, and yes, things that we can work on next session. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was some really cool stuff about rituals there, and some more history stuff that we should look into.
Got it.
We're gonna have some fun with that.
Yeah, and I kind of lean in to lean in towards Jessica to kind of like have a slightly private conversation, but you're probably both on the same beanbag still.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Ollie's probably a bit loud in his drunkenness.
Yeah, so you guys didn't come up here for sex, so
I know.
So it's technically free.
Do you want us to leave? We'll leave. Come on, Earl.
They're going.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come back now. I was looking over the at the beach volleyball, and looks like somebody's Uber's shown up.
Well, let's go, Earl, and go look at that thing that we were going to look at.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Ollie, enjoy the roof.
You get gently pushed through the door, and then you hear the door lock and click.
That.
I thought I'd never go. Come on.
Wow, that was not subtle, but thank you.
Is there right on the other side of the door? Is there anybody standing around or looking at us?
Well, so I think there's probably people that mill about on that second level near the bedrooms and stuff, just chatting, but there's no one like waiting for you on the other side, if that's what you're asking.
Earl was totally going to try and at least make out a little bit while we were on the roof.
Well, you don't get that now, but you can make out
it's a little,
on the second story.
It's a little public. It's a little public.
Yeah, it's true. It is a little public.
So
you have been blocked.
Wait, were we going onto the roof to talk about stuff, or were we going on the roof to not talk about stuff?
I'm a multitasker.
You can't talk about stuff while you're also not talking about stuff. It's physically impossible.
Okay, so I'm a sequential unitasker. So I figured we could talk about stuff, and then maybe we could, mess around a little bit, and then we could talk about some more stuff. But I didn't want to stand in Ollie's way.
There's the balcony on the other side. Although at this point, who knows what's happening there.
You don't have that on your spreadsheet?
No. It's a risk. It's a risk you have to take.
We will actually, I will let you lead me to the balcony and we'll see what we find.
Okay.
Nice. Cool. So I think because of time, we will start to bring things to close. The Uber arrives. Bethany has her arm around you, Tekla, and kind of does a walk limp with you. She gets into the Uber. Both of you guys get in the back seat. And as the Uber starts to drive off and drive you the short distance to campus, Bethany starts showing you that her neck hurts right here. And then and her ear hurts really bad. Starts pointing out other body parts that ache terribly.
I play along and I'm like, here, kiss. Here, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Maybe I have to do it again.
At this, she will grab your face gently and kind of say, "Show here like this. This is what I want." And and the Uber driver is like half watching and eyes on the rearview mirror as he just the rearview mirror a little bit at a stop sign. Watch this, because perv. And then you guys get dropped off at campus, and that is where we will bring this session to a close. This will be kind of a two-parter, so you can continue to keep your hold and also your premonition. We will jump forward a few days and pick up with the next session. So let's do our end of session fun. That is lots of XP for people, although maybe less so this time around. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Nope.
No.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
No.
I'm curious about this. Okay. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
I don't know. The principal used to be a Texas Ranger.
Doesn't feel super important just yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Nope.
No.
Okay. That tells me a
God.
lot. There's no post-game XP because there are no yes answers. Oh my. Okay.
Oh my.
That is something to think about. That is definitely a piece
So
of
much for the
right
XP
there.
train.
Oh my goodness! Right.
What that tells you, Rich, is that you were naive to think that you could put us in a party and we would not be there for the whole session.
I know. Why did I do that? I'm so dumb.
No, it's you know, you
It's
just
just
have
social
to.
interaction. How
you
could we
should-
possibly spend the whole session?
You should have just gone ahead and set your expectations from the beginning, man.
Obviously, I misjudged the situation. Cool. So let's do our roses and thorns feedback, and then I'll let you guys go about your day. We'll start with thorns. Areas could have used some improvement. Were underwhelming, disappointing. Something you'd like to see a slightly different. Confusion about rules. Anything along those lines. I'm open to that feedback and critique. Who wants to lead off with thorns? And actually has one, Jules. Jules
I'll start then.
All right.
As much as I love Tip, I felt that I was not interacting with the rest of the group very much this session.
Yep, absolutely.
That was a bit of a shame.
Yes, was 100% a shame. I should have expurgated that. Yeah, that was definitely 100% agree. Any other thorns, Jan?
No.
Okay, cool. Jen.
Nothing's really jumping out.
Okay, cool. Alex.
Ditto on Jan being kind of.
Yep. I did it, and I realized it, and I'm like, how do I swerve out of this? And I didn't pull out of that solo bit, and I apologize for that. Paul.
We've got a lot of balls in the air, and maybe in that's slightly a thorn because there's a lot of different threads, and I'm not sure which ones relate to others. But after we've done roses and thorns, if everybody doesn't mind taking like 90 seconds to make sure that we all have the same set of things in mind as things that need to be looked at or resolved or whatever. That would be swell.
I'm in the rush.
Cool. But that's my only thorn is that I'm a little bit confused about where we stand on things at the moment.
Absolutely fair. Then last but not least, for thorns, we have Jules. I gave you the whole run of it so that you
I got nothing, but maybe my rose is my thorn. This is sort of a meandering session. Sort of meandering, calmly in and out. But I really kind of like meandering sessions. So I got nothing. I don't have a lot.
All right, you can move to roses.
I really like meandering sessions. It was nice. It was nice to have like a frat party or just a college experiences that was like hardly supernatural, where everything was just like normal for like a night, and people did normal stuff, and that was kind of cool to see.
Cool.
I like it.
Thank you. I'm glad you do. Paul, what roses did you have?
Also that, and I enjoy watching Ollie, even though a lot of it was drunkenness, but I enjoy watching Ollie sort of pulling himself out of that morass of guilt and the whole, that swirl that has had him so in thrall for so long, and starting to make the attempt to live. And I think that's super. It's fun to watch. That's my particular rose.
I think that's a great rose, and I appreciate how well and interestingly you are doing that, Alex. I like seeing Ollie trying to be a person again rather than a Charles Bronson type. It's fun. It's still there. Like the brusqueness is there, and I love seeing that mix and match as he tries to negotiate for what he wants in the world. So we will go to roses for you, Alex.
I liked that Ollie got to have more kind of screen time with Toby. I enjoyed that. I liked I really liked the little aside with Tekla with the especially that, yeah.
Yep.
And also the little bit of a bickering that was behind the scenes joke as well.
Yeah.
With the rituals and with Earl and Jessica. I was really enjoying that.
Cool. Jen, what about you? What roses did you have?
I felt like we all got to see a little bit of development in the relationships of the characters. We got to see some things continue to logically grow from where they had been a session or two ago. And that was nice. Yeah, it's definitely been nice to see Ollie put himself back together too. So that was nice. But yeah, like we got to see Jessica and Earl bickering a little bit, and more of Derek and Tip being in their space, more of Ollie and Toby, more of Tekla and Beth. And so that was kind of nice. For me, this is one of those sort of breather moments that feeds in some stakes and some sort of ground level for emotionality for the next session.
Cool. Thank you, Jen. Last but not least, Jan, what rose did you have?
It was a nice session about relationships, really. I particularly enjoyed the Ollie and Toby scenes, and yeah, it was nice to see everyone sort of be normal people. That's it.
Cool. Awesome. The mundane, liking people being normal, that's amusing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be.
While there could have been more supernatural, I was happy with majority of the session. I do feel a big swing and miss with cordoning off Jan there, so I will definitely fix that. Otherwise, I really like the way people work through issues and work towards seeing more of their characters as people. So thank you all. We'll go ahead and I'll stop the broadcast here so you guys can do the quick conversation, or not quick, I don't care. And I will eavesdrop on that. Thank you guys. We'll be playing next week.
Cool.